What's going on, y'all? Worth Fabian. We are back with the video. We're doing a reaction to huge outage disrupts websites and apps across the globe. So supposedly this is Amazon Web Services outage that occurred yesterday, so to speak. So to read through a further or a little bit of context, many of the apps and websites that were affected by the outage use Amazon Web Services, an internet-based cloud service for the tech giant Amazon. It was first reporting increased error rates and latencies across a number of its services in the early hours of Monday morning. At 4:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Amazon flagged the development of the widespread issue, stating, "We can confirm significant error rates for requests made to the DynamoDB endpoint in the U.S. East 1 region." So I'm not even gonna lie, I don't really know what in totality all the applications and platforms that use AWS, but I was having drastic issues through Dashboard, my vidIQ server, in which I optimize YouTube content through. So yesterday, like all morning, throughout the afternoon, early evening, I couldn't even get on the app. I couldn't even get on the site to tweak or optimize any YouTube content any further. I mean, it's clear as day now, but I connected the dots. That's probably exactly what it was. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this, and let's get into the video.
So the breaking news this morning that many Americans are waking up to massive internet outage impacting major websites, major apps, gaming platforms, including Amazon, AT&T. Just look at this list: Delta Airlines, Disney Plus, Facebook, Hulu, Snapchat, United Airlines, Venmo. More than even I'm even mentioning there. At the center of this is Amazon Web Services, that major provider of cloud services for all sorts of companies. AWS says now it has identified the root cause, and also saying this, that we continue to observe recovery across most of the affected AWS services. We continue to work towards full resolution and will provide updates as we have more information to share. Said another, we're not saying a lot right now. Let's get over to CNN's Bryn Gingras. I started noticing this morning on multiple levels as it was unfolding. What's happening?
Yeah, and that's basically it, right? So they connect the business to us, the consumer, through apps on your phone. So if you're waking up, you're tapping on an app, you're like, how come it's not working?
Exactly.
This is likely the problem.
You're getting like the ring of death.
Yeah, the ring of death.
Exactly.
They're actually saying, please submit to technical issues. Keep doing that, even though we're not answering them right now, or we are trying to get to them. There's basically a huge backlog. As you just said, there's been some significant progress in this. This happened way overnight, so there has been some significant progress, but still there's a huge backlog of all these apps and all these companies that are looking to basically get restored. Yeah. So there's even issues at the airport. I'm hearing about people who are trying to check into their flights and they can't because they can't do it through the phone. So there's so many different companies, as you
do it the old school way.
Bunch of them: Amazon, AT&T, Delta.
Imagine how connected we are to mobile devices and smart devices that, like, if an outage happens or something occurs, people they short circuit. Oh my God, how do I connect to how do I get my boarding information, bro? You can go to the kiosk, you can go to the front desk, and this is in real time the issues that social things cause, or not even social, more like I'll say technologically advanced devices, right? Smartphones and things of that sort, right? It's like people have forgotten how to take a few steps back and understand that we built up to this point.
Gaming services, right, like Roblox, even cryptocurrency companies are being affected. Coinbase is essentially saying, don't worry, your money is safe. So there are companies now having to also just kind of respond to consumers at this point. But like you just said, what Amazon Web Services is saying is that they are seeing significant signs of recovery, and they're continuing to work towards that full resolution, and they're going to continue to provide information as we have been seeing overnight continuous updates. But like I said, there are still a huge backlog here. So if you wake up and you can't figure out why something is not working, this is likely the culprit, and we're going to continue. I mean,
I started noticing it on various apps around like 3:30-ish this morning.
Why were you up at 3?
Yes, this is what time we wake up around here. But it really did start cascading. Like, I even tried to get on the Wall Street Journal website, couldn't get on there for a period of time. Yeah. So
I mean, AWS makes up 30% of this global market space. So I mean, it is huge.
Oh,
I actually was doing a lot of research, and I can't believe how big this is, and it just really points to how fragile this infrastructure is should something happen like this.
I mean, understandably sparking fears of like vulnerabilities, of course, but let's see what happens throughout the morning. But Bryn's on top of this for us. Thank you so much, Bryn. GB.
All right, with us now, Lance Lulinoff, editor-at-large for Tech Radar. Lance, great to see you. Kate says she noticed when she was reading the Wall Street Journal I was reading FanDuel. I was on FanDuel this morning, and that wasn't working. But everything from the Journal to FanDuel to, you know, our big, beautiful walls here, tech going crazy just about everywhere, including in our studios. Can you explain how it is that this one thing can affect so many different things?
Well, first of all, the most important site that's down is Starbucks. That's number one. Number two, AWS sits in the middle of everything.
Funny guy.
You know, it is, you know, all of these companies, you know, it's like why build the house, right? You're just going to live in it. And that's really how these companies work. They all have offloaded their web services, their cloud-based services to AWS, which is great because it's more affordable. It's also more scalable than they could do on their own. So that sounds great, except when it fails.
Exactly.
And it seems...
That's all great. It's just not more sustainable, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing about sheep. They follow the trends. Oh, we can cut costs here. Let's cut corners. Oh, we can scale. It's just like, I don't know. In the future, as we realize how, you know, big business and how they operate, go where gold is or go where everybody else is going. This is how we'll see certain crashes and certain occurrences affect the wider majority of any space or the population, right? And this is like, don't be a sheep 101. Do things your own way. Have things that have sustainability or have development that has sustainability. Processes, I would say self-sustained processes and procedures. When you're setting up platforms, when you're setting up technological devices or anything related to internet or web services, man. Because think about it on the back end, you know, for the quality in terms of providing that service, I think that you're able to maybe scale costs or maybe actually be able to scale revenue because you're able to sustain that service or platform. People aren't going to trust a platform or a reputable service over time if the platform or the online site crashes, XYZ. Like, people don't think about the long haul. They think about cutting costs and being able to cut corners and do things as quickly as possible.
It feels like sometimes a single point of failure because everything goes down at once. And it's not just the services that you're accessing, your smart home stops working. You know, Ring which is actually owned by Amazon, is one of the impacted
That's
services.
crazy.
So your smart thermostat, your smart video doorbell, they just don't work without the internet. They're not designed that way. That's the thing. We've designed everything to work with this constant connectivity. And when you pull that big plug,
red flag,
everything basically becomes dumb.
When something does go wrong, you know, in terms that non-tech people can understand, what is it? I mean, I don't think it's someone pulling a plug at a data center. What is the glitch that causes all of this?
Network failure.
It's like a translation service almost. It's like, okay, hi, you're trying to reach me. Who are you? And there's in between, there's something that says, here's who I am. And they do a handshake and everything's okay. Well, that's the part of the service that basically broke. You know, where they couldn't identify each other. That one interconnection couldn't work. You know, and this happened apparently in an East Coast area, an East Coast service center. They may have been in Virginia, but that one failure has had a global impact. I've been talking to people in the UK.
So connectivity, bottom line.
They've been dealing with this because they're up earlier, longer than us.
My son in Taiwan can't get on Snapchat this morning. I mean, this truly is a
global
phenomenon. So what vulnerabilities then does this reveal? We don't know what caused this. We have no reason to believe it was a bad actor, but how attractive is this to a bad actor when they see this?
Right. Well, this is the problem. I continue to be confused about why there is not instant redundancy when you can have something that's seemingly so small or so localized have such a cascading and global impact. And we had CrowdStrike last year where all of these systems were running Windows and they all failed, and banks and airports failed. And it was like, well, why is it like that? And we don't seem to have a good answer for this yet. And I think part of the problem is the more consolidation we have and the fewer sort of competing web services we have, the more of a problem this is going to be. And yeah, it's not a good look. You certainly don't want someone to look at this and say, a bad actor, and say, hey, if I just make this one thing go down, I could create a cascading effect and all things can go down. And this could impact infrastructure. And that is a scary thought.
Yeah, so start diversifying in terms of what web service platforms we leverage, right? So that's the thing. Everybody on one web service or one platform, there's an outage. a majority of usage goes out. And this is movie 101, to where we make all these movies about if, you know, one operational or one operating factor goes out, then it takes out half of the world. You know, it's like, and for dude to mention, my son couldn't get on Snapchat. I guess he would try, excuse me, obviously he was trying to make a joke, but point being is, like, look where the world is today. Our minds are on social apps, and oh my God, I couldn't wake up and check my Instagram DMs. Who cares? Who cares? We have literally fallen in terms of what's important in human society, right? I was gonna say it's a shit show, and I'm ain't gonna say it. Just the way people think, man. It's scary. It's very scary, right? So like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know y'all's thoughts down below. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless. We'll see you on the next video.